In the past couple of months, there have been a lot of concerns about what's going to happen to Shonen Jump. This year alone, their biggest IPs have ended and it's left many people wondering, what's the next big thing? There have been some manga that could blow up and have the potential to be part of the next big three. Kagurabachi has become their 8th best-selling manga, the Dandadan anime is on fire right now, rightfully so. And the Sakamoto Days anime is being set to release in early 2025. It's safe to say the company is doing fine, it's just that there hasn't been anything that could break records like My Hero and JJK. Or is there? You see, for the past couple of weeks, I've actually just been playing Resident Evil instead of reading manga.
Where's everyone going? Bingo?
I'm sorry guys, there was a big Steam sale on the games and I bought the whole series and beat it all in October. But when I wasn't playing, I did read some manga. Most of where I get my recommendations is actually from other YouTubers that I got to know, and whatever YouTube pushes onto me.
じゃあまずは私にひざまずいて足の甲に口づけしてくれる？私一応サーバントだから。
The manga that I'm going to be talking about is one of those recommendations. Ichi the Witch is a series that came out on September 8th and I didn't really find out about this manga till recently. It was heavily recommended to me by YouTube and after reading all 12 chapters, I can see what the hype is about. I love the characters, the dialogue, the art, everything about this manga just hits the right notes for me and I thank YouTube for pushing this onto me. For this video, I'm going to share my thoughts and opinions to hopefully convince you guys to give the series a try. The manga currently has 12 chapters by the time this video comes out, so I'll try not to spoil the series so much since I want others to go into it blind like I did. Now that we finished my long intro, let's start talking about the manga. The story centers around a boy named Ichi. As a child, he was abandoned by his parents and thrown into the woods with nothing but a knife. He tried his best to stay alive at first, but since he was still a small kid, there was only so much he could do. In the end, he resigns himself to his fate, but right at the last second, his survival instinct kicks in. After seeing how much his body wanted to live, he would learn how to hunt and survive in the wilderness. Years have gone by, and Ichi has honed his craft, becoming one with nature and even developing animal-like instincts. He uses this as the basis for his death for death rule. This rule states that he's only allowed to kill an animal if it's hostile to him, because if not, it's just senseless murder. During one of his normal outings, he stumbles upon a creature that he's never met before. He wants to hunt this creature, but because of his rule, he can't hunt it unless it attacks him. So the moment that it tries anything, he is ready to go in for the kill. Fast forward a bit and we find that same animal in a battle with a bunch of witches, and this is where we get more backstory about the world and its power system. You see, in this world, there exists magics and witches. Magics, with a J, are beings of magic manifested into this world and can take on any shape that they want. They showed up one day and were like, hey, I'll give you cool magic powers if you can complete my trial. Obviously, the humans agreed, and from there, the witches were born. Each trial and magic that they get is different for each magic, but the power that they get is very powerful. Because of this, a lot of evil magics have showed up and have been terrorizing humans for God knows how long. In response to this, the witches created a group to fight against them called the Manitou Witches Association. The animal that Ichi's been spying on is one of those magics, but it's not just any regular magic. This one is actually the king of magics, Uroro, however you say it, and is one of the most evil ones out there. During their battle, Ichi manages to kill Uroro, giving him the power to use magics, making him the first male witch. From my first impressions, the story had me hooked on this premise. I like how instead of just killing them, humans have to pass a certain trial that the magic's made up. It adds stakes and allows the characters and the author to be creative on how they're able to solve it. This also allows Ichi to really shine in how he completes these trials since his view on them is different from regular witches. This premise reminds me of an old anime that I used to watch called Infinite Stratos. It was essentially the same as Ichi the Witch, with both main characters being able to use powers that only women can use. But when comparing the two, Ichi the Witch is leagues better than it. I legit can't remember anything about the plot of Infinite Stratos since it's been so long since I've seen it, and it was just one of those trashy harem anime that you could just watch on YouTube. It's still early to say, but so far, the manga isn't a trashy harem. It is very much an action fantasy manga, and I love that. The action so far is good, and the art helps to bring the scenes to life. The best way to describe it is that it just fits with the setting and vibe of the story. The artist that works on this manga is Shiro Uzaki. Now some of you might remember her name, but for those that don't, she was an artist for a manga called Act H that got axed back in 2020. The reason why is because the author that worked on it was a complete degenerate. I've never read Act H, but from what I've seen so far, her art is amazing and I'm glad she's able to show off her talent in this manga, especially since she's working with Osamu Nishi, the author for Aruma Goes to Demon School. Now just like her last main character, Ichi is a very fun protagonist to follow for this type of story. His reactions to everything that's happened to him is honestly my favorite part. One thing that I realized about him is that his actions are exactly how someone his age would act if they were able to use magic. Realizing this makes him a lot more relatable in that sense, since a lot of shonen protagonists feel a lot more mature than they're supposed to. I also like how he wants to leave the wilderness and explore the world instead of just being forced to leave because of plot reasons. His interactions with the other characters are entertaining, and I love just how chaotic the group is. They all have their own personality that brings something to the plot, and I really enjoy the moments that they get. I know with series like these, the comedy routine can get stale and repetitive, but I feel confident that this dynamic won't get bland since all their personalities are vastly different from one another. But as I said before, the series is still very new and we still don't know where it's going at the moment. Since the manga has shown us magics that hate humans, there could potentially be a group of evil witches later down the line. There could also be plotlines on where the magics came from, if there's a queen of magics, or even one about why only girls are allowed to use magic. This manga has a lot of potential stories to explore, and I'm excited to see what the author and artist have planned. That's about all I have to say about the series though. If you liked the video, consider dropping a like and comment and share this video with others to help the channel grow. As always guys, stay safe, stay healthy, and keep on reading.